What up, everybody? Appreciate y'all tuning in to another video. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can be tuned in when I drop another video. So we wanted to do a video talking about signs that you need to heal as a father so you can raise children that don't need to heal from you. Because what isn't transformed within us will be transferred to our children. So we want to make sure that if we do not heal, then we tend to bleed on everybody that didn't cut us. That could be our wife, our kids. And so why we want to make sure we address that is because if not, they will start carrying the emotional wounds that we didn't necessarily deal with. If we don't want to deal with our demons, then unfortunately they will be transferred to our kids, and our kids will have to deal with their own personal demons, plus the demons that we didn't have to deal with or we chose not to deal with. So if you're experiencing any of these signs, make sure you click that link in the bio to schedule a free healing discovery call with the McBride Institute so we can get to the root cause of these emotional issues. So the first sign that you need to heal as a father is unresolved anger and irritability, where you're constantly feeling frustrated. You're constantly angered at everything in regards to your kids. So because you have this unresolved anger, this emotional wound that you need to address, you're always quick to be angered with your kids. You're always frustrated with them. You're always snapping at them. You're always in a negative state. You're always at a negative state with them, and you are always criticizing them. You're always being mean. You're always judging them. You're always being cruel. And it can actually cause them to start fearing you. It could cause them to want to be away from you. It could cause them to not want to tell you certain things and be truthful with you because they'll be worried about how you'll actually react. They'll be worried about how you'll actually respond. So we want to be mindful of this particular emotional wound of unresolved anger and irritability, because our emotional states determine, for the most part, the actions that we actually can do and how we filter and process information. And when we're in an angered state or where we're in an irritable state, it is very hard for us to process information in healthy ways. It's very hard for us to process information in accurate ways. So we tend to have very limited views on certain things, and we're definitely not accurate at all. And then again, it causes us to be very quick tempered with our children. And then they will start to develop and cultivate those irritable and aggressive tendencies. And later on in life, that can start causing a lot of issues for them. And they don't even got to be later on in life. As a kid, that can start causing issues for them in school, but it'll definitely start causing issues for them when they get into adult relationships. And other people may not have grew up in aggressive environments with angry and irritable parents. So now your kids got these irritable and angry tendencies, and everybody else is kind of not want to be around them. And now you didn't set up your kid to have challenging relationships because you didn't want to heal your unresolved anger and your irritability. So we want to address that. The next one is emotional unavailability. So when you are not emotionally available, when you don't allow yourself to feel, when you have numbed yourself, so therefore you don't feel the sensations in your body, that makes it very hard for you to have an intimate connection with your children. It makes it hard for you to emotionally be in tune with them. It makes it hard for you to actually notice when they're actually dealing with something because you are feeling void of emotion on the inside. So this is a sign that you actually need to heal as a father so you don't transfer this one into your kids and your kids grow up not being emotionally available for other people. So when your kid is excited about something, because you're emotionally available, you can't even share in their joy. When your kid is hurt and going through something, because you're emotionally unavailable, you can't even sit with them in their sadness. When your kid is angry about something, you don't know how to allow them to process anger and frustration in healthy ways. You'll just mirror their anger and tell them to calm down the whole time you're not calm. So you'll tell them they need to regulate their nervous system the whole time you're not regulating. So you want to be mindful. If I struggle with emotional availability, that's a clear sign I need to heal as a father. Because again, what isn't transformed within you will be transferred into your kid. And your kids will find it very difficult to find meaningful and sustainable relationships and connections as they get older without the the thing that connects us all as humans, which is emotion. So we got to be comfortable with feeling that emotion. We got to be comfortable processing our emotion. We got to be comfortable sitting in our emotion. We got to be comfortable with vulnerability to share our emotions with other people. projecting our unresolved wounds onto other people. So if you're projecting your unresolved wounds onto your kids, oh, well, I got bullied as a kid, so I want to make sure that my kid don't get bullied. Oh, I got molested as a kid, I want to make sure my kid don't get molested. It could cause you to become this helicopter parent, and it can cause you to be overprotective. And overprotective can cause your kid to have a whole bunch of issues that can cause them to unconsciously desire to do the things that you tried to protect them from. So you want to be mindful of that. And then self-fulfilling prophecies are real, where you got this fear of this thing that you don't want to necessarily happen. But because the fear is so intensified in your body, you unconsciously start putting out the stimuli that brings back that actual result that you saying you don't want. So you want to be mindful of that, because you can project your unconscious wounds, your unresolved wounds onto your children. And before you know it, because of emotional transference, they start to they start to experience similar emotional experiences, simply because you didn't address what you were actually dealing with internally. So you need to heal your unresolved wounds, so you're not bleeding on the people that didn't cut you. So you're not putting those tendencies on the people that's around you. Because if you got hurt, so therefore you're closed off, and now you grew up in this environment where you're just transferring these tendencies of being closed off to all your kids. Now when they get older, or when they get in social settings in school, they're going to do what you demonstrated, which is being closed off. Because kids don't become what you instruct them to be, they become what you demonstrate. So we want to be mindful of that. Overemphasis on achievement. So if you're constantly just focusing on achievement, and success, and you're not necessarily so much focused on your child's mental health, emotional health, physical health, spiritual health, that's a sign that you actually need to heal that. And most of the time, if you got this overemphasis on achievement, most of the time, that is how you got love. That is how you got celebration. That's how you got attention. That's how you got approval. That's how you got acceptance as a kid, was through achieving. So now, because you didn't transform that within you, that my self-worth is only aligned with whatever I'm achieving or whatever my success is, now you're transferring that to your kid. And now you only give them love and acceptance and praise when they're actually achieved, or when they're experiencing success. And outside of that, you don't even give them no attention. So now their self-worth will be tied to what they actually do, and not who they are as a person, which is why you need to heal as a father. And then neglecting self-care. So as a father, a lot of times it seems honorable to want to prioritize your wife and your kids over yourself, because you're like, that's what a man's supposed to do. But you will always experience burnout, and your cup will always run empty if you are not pouring into your cup first. So I don't care how big the vessel is, I don't care how big the cup is, it will always run empty if you're not having systems that pour back into your cup. So really what you're supposed to do as a man is pour into yourself first, experience overflow, and then your family is what gets the overflow from your cup running over. So therefore, you're not experiencing burnout, because you're always refilling yourself. But many times as a father, you feel guilty for putting yourself first. So you want to give to everybody else first, and then you experience burnout and you don't have no more to give to yourself. So you need to heal that tendency, so you're not conditioning your kids that self-care is wrong, that prioritizing self-care is something that you're not supposed to do. That's why you want to heal, because you're unintentionally put those beliefs inside the kid. And then as they get older, they'll start feeling guilty for wanting to take care of themselves. They'll start feeling guilty for wanting to have peace of mind. They'll feel guilty to realizing, like, okay, I'm a little stressed, let me do something to rejuvenate myself. They'll feel guilty for that, as opposed to feeling smart for having strategies to keep their cups refilled. So you want to make sure you heal from those particular things, so you can address the real things that actually matter. So if you're suffering, or if you feel like any of these signs actually resonate with you as a father, then click the link in the bio to schedule a free healing discovery call with the McBride Institute. And let's get to the root cause of these things, so you can stop transferring these things to your children, but you can rather transform them within yourself. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Peace.